Hola amigos and welcome to the channel. Me llamo Nuria y soy tu profesora de español. If you always struggle with the differences between ser and estar and when to use one and when to use the other one and what is permanent and what is not permanent and oh my god what a mess, you have landed onto the right video, as today we are going to explore the uses of the verb ser in Spanish. But before we start, and if you are new, we are going to have a look at the verb ser in Spanish in the present tense before we go on to each of the uses with examples of when to use which one. Yo soy, tú eres, él es o ella es, nosotros somos or nosotras somos, vosotros sois or vosotras sois, and ellos son or ellas son. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's have a look at the 9 uses of the verb ser in Spanish and when we use it. Number 1 is to identify ourselves or someone else. For example, soy Nuria, ella es Marta, él es Francisco. Number 2, when we're talking about possession, like this is mine, or for example, this book is mine, este libro es mío, or it's his, es suyo, or it's theirs, es suyo. If you want me to do a video about the uses of the pronouns with loads of examples, let me know in the comments below and I will make that video happen. Number 3, we are going to use the verb ser when we're talking about the origin or where someone is from. For example, soy de Madrid. I am from Madrid. Fran is from Finland. Fran is de Finlandia. They are from Norway. Ellos son de Noruega. Continuing with origins, when we are talking about nationalities, we are also going to use the verb ser. For example, soy española. I'm Spanish. William es inglés. So William is English. Or you are French. Tú eres francés. Number 5 is occupations or jobs. We are also going to use the verb ser when we're talking about professions or occupations. For example, Elena es ingeniera. So Helen or Elena is an engineer. Paco is an architect. Paco es arquitecto. Or they are footballers. Ellos son futbolistas. So remember, always with professions and occupations, we are going to use the verb ser and not estar. Number 6, we are going to use the verb ser when we are describing something, whether it's materials or compositions of something that has been made at. For example, esta taza es de cerámica. This mug is made of ceramic. You're also going to use it to describe the color. For example, keeping on with this taza, la taza es amarilla, or el coche es verde. Number 7 is we are going to use the verb ser to describe people, in particular inherent characteristics of the person. So if it's tall, if it's short, if it's fat, if it's thin, if it's interesting. For example, Marcos es alto. We would never say Marcos está alto. For example, Marta es lista, or we can use it to say yo soy delgada, él es guapo. You get it. Number 8 is we are going to use the verb ser to express time, to say what time it is. Son las 5 de la tarde, it's 5 p.m. Or es a las 3 de la mañana, it's at 3 a.m. in the morning. So when we are using time, we are going to use ser. And number 9 that we're going to use it is to impersonal expressions. For example, it's better to wait, es mejor esperar, it is late, es tarde, it is complicated, es complicado, it is difficult to do, es complicado or difícil de hacer. So we have come to an end. There are something that's very interesting, which is some of the descriptions will have different meanings when we are describing people in particularly or talking about characteristics of a person. That will have a different meaning whether we use the verb ser or we use the verb estar. So if you are interested in knowing that, subscribe to the channel because I have a video coming with loads of examples of these, seeing what the meaning is if we use the verb ser describing somebody and what the meaning is if we use the verb estar. And of course, I will do the same series for the verb estar. And if you don't want to miss that, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up y nos vemos en el próximo video. Along with that, if you want to download this lesson with the grammar that we've seen, plenty of examples and some exercises with the answers, head over to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a coffee. Keep my coffee addiction high. Nos vemos en el próximo video.